look very carefully at what actually happened in terms of the release last week, because we all learn lessons. I mean, good practice is to learn from lessons from these sorts of things. We looked at it carefully. There are differences in the way we do our releases, but we all learn all of the time. That's the first thing I'd say. More substantially, I'd say this: I think it's important to concentrate on the substance of the underlying issues, and it comes back to this point about needing to have stronger growth in the economy. Just to give you the example, the UK is in a lot of company amongst countries in this respect, but over the last 15 years or so, we've had a growth rate in terms of the potential growth of the economy and the actual growth, which is about 1% lower than what it was in the preceding 20 years. So we've gone down from having about a 2.5% sustainable growth rate to a 1.5% sustainable growth rate. Now, that's a big change. The effect of that is to constrain, frankly, a lot of policy choices. The policy environment, particularly in that world of fiscal policy, would look very different if we had a higher growth rate. Now, what are the reasons for this fall in the growth rate? Well, let me point to a number. One is, in that 15-year period, productivity growth has fallen. I think that is a good part due to sort of cycles of innovation. That's what economics tells us. So again, we have to come back to investment. I think the next cycle of innovation, it's more likely to be AI than anything else. So I think we have to support, sensible, safe innovation in that area. Second thing I'd point to is trade. If you make economies less open, you do affect growth. You do affect productivity growth. And the third thing I'd point to is a lot of countries, UK included, have got at least 3 headwinds that we're running against. One is that we have populations that are on average aging. Secondly, we've got, sadly, the end of what I call the post-Cold War dividend in terms of defence spending. Thirdly, climate change, whatever you do about that. So those are all big headwinds, and that's why raising the sustained rate of growth is so important.
Obviously, I watched this morning the various little short clips on the bank's website that you put out following the last MPC. It's very well done, if I may say, Governor, the way you just sort of answer quick little snippets about the decision. And your clear direction of monetary policy is there for future. I'm just wondering, between the last meeting and where you think you are now, and I guess there's 1,001 ways that I can ask what you think will happen next, but they all lead to the same road of the data that's coming in. When I asked AI to give me an opinion on it, it sort of said the bank still has a very tricky job.
Oh, well, I can't disagree with AI on that point. Look, we'll be starting the next monetary policy round next week, actually, and we'll announce just over 2 weeks from now. Look, my own view, and I said this in the last round, was that I think the path of rates remains over time downwards. I think we have seen we'd seen some news when we got to the last decision that supported that. I will be looking very carefully at all the evidence that has come in since then when we start the round next week, because my view was, and we're now publishing each of our views, so you can see my view in there, was that it was premature at that point to reach a conclusion that we had enough news to confirm another step downwards. But I will come back to that when we start the round next week, and nothing's changed in my view on that.
Final question, Governor, because I'm obviously based in New York, where I follow, as closely as the MPC, I follow the FOMC. And I'm fascinated by when there are disagreements within the committees, how much strength and weakness we all give to this. And you seem to be much more relaxed at the Bank of England versus, say, the FOMC and the Fed, when you do have disagreements within the committee that sort of spill over into the public domain. You seem to be much more, well, the vote was this, the vote was that, and not everybody agreed.
Well, I can't speak for Fed because I'm not involved in, obviously, at all in Fed policy making, so I can't speak for any other central bank. Look, one of the things that I think we've certainly been accused of over time, particularly when inflation is above target, is groupthink, so-called. And I've never felt there was groupthink on the MPC, but I think we are very transparent in the different views we hold, and I welcome that. I'd say to other members of the committee, I think it's important that we see the same evidence, we all look at the same evidence, we've got a common body of evidence, but we draw different conclusions from it, and that we're transparent in setting those out. And I see that as a strength, frankly.